Coming from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Hi, welcome to It's Me Time podcast with Marie-Ève. It is such a pleasure to have you back with me in my dining room. And today I have a couple things, lots of things I want to share with you. I am Marie-Ève Mongrain. I'm a self-love life coach, certified coach in neurosciences as well. And I teach about mindset. I teach about the law of attraction. I've been, for those who don't know me yet and or who are just discovering me, I've been a widow for the past 5 years at the age of 32. I am a mother of 2 little girls who are now 5 years old and 7 years old. So yes, when he passed away, they were 6 months old and 2.5 years old. I've had a spiritual awakening about a year after his passing, and now I share with people my knowledge on how I applied the law of attraction in my life and how I became into being a people pleaser to turning into self-love and self-validation over everything, and that my relationship with my higher self and God is actually the number one priority since it's what actually is transposed into all relationships on the outside for me. So today, man, on TikTok, there's a lot. I'm also on TikTok, so I'm on TikTok and Instagram, and my hashtag is MarieMongrain90. That's MarieMongrain 90. Also, my website is marievemongrain.com, MarieEvemongrain.com. So you can find my podcast on many platforms, but including my website as well. So if you are not quite sure what to look for, it's all there. But I'm very, very active on TikTok. I'm actually live on TikTok right now as well. Hello. And I'm live every day. So I just want to send you the warm invite. If you want to join me and talk with me in person, pretty much around 8 o'clock every morning, I go live on TikTok. As soon as my girls are out the door, I come in, have breakfast with you guys. I also come in, sometimes I eat lunch. I can spend the whole day there. And for me, TikTok has been a way of helping me with my mental health. It may sound like, oh my God, she's always on TikTok, she's always on social media. And the answer is yes, I'm very, very often on social media, but it's for a good reason. It's really because at one point when I couldn't get out of bed and just do what I needed to do, like clean my house, being live, if I'm going to spend 2 hours in folding clothes, because at one point I had 5 baskets of laundry to fold. Well, I'm going to spend 2 hours folding laundry by myself, which is very boring and very lonely. I had people to chat with. My girls would do their thing, I would do my thing and chat with people. So it actually got me moving, right? When we go into self-love, we go into doing what feels good for us, what we know we need to do. And I stopped judging myself in how I was doing things, right? I prefer doing it live than not doing it at all. And I've been, honestly, since January, my life has improved a lot better because of that. At one point, my dryer even broke. I'm not kidding you. The dryer stopped working completely. And I'm like, oh yeah, good. I do have this rack, this drying rack that I was having at home. And I said, I'm going to use it. So now, as much as I could see the dryer breaking being a horrible thing, I saw it as a gift. I'm like, first, they belong with the house. It's not my owner who's taking care of it. If they break, I can change them if I want to. It's my responsibility. But right now, the washing machine is still working, and they're smaller, so they're not the regular size. It's a hassle. I need to change. But I'm very happy about the drying rack because when the dryer was working, I would decide would do laundry once every 2 weeks because I have so many clothes. The girls and I, we have a lot of clothes. We have an abundance of clothes that we can go more than a week without doing laundry, that we're still good, right? We can probably go for a month without doing laundry and we're still good. And I didn't have to do laundry, so I would do it every 2 weeks or whenever I did. But even if I did it every week, the pile of clean clothes stayed in the basket because I didn't have the energy of folding them. At least I had clean clothes, right? That was the important, is we have clean clothes. And so in the end, I would have 4, 5, 6 baskets clean of unfolded clothes that I need to fold at one point because at one point the drawers are empty, right? But now, so that was a hassle. That was a 2-hour task, and I'm not kidding. It was ugh. But now, because it's broken, I have to do one load at a time, and then sometimes I can fit 2 loads on my rack. And you're like, why is she talking about this? Because I'm telling people who struggle, like, it's not just about mental health, they struggle with organization and stuff. This is even better than having a dryer right now. First, I even started not ironing, but like steaming my kids' clothes because they're wearing uniform. I'm like, I'm steaming your socks and like your skirt more than any of my clothes. I've never done that unless it's for a show, right? I'm like, okay, what kind of lifestyle are we inviting in, right? What kind of lifestyle am I being prepared for? Having to let my clothes dry on the rack, which I never did before. Like, even like, you want me to wash my clothes by hand? Yeah, that is not, no, that's a no. But now, like, all my clothes are dried, right? are like drying on a rack, not even in the dryer. So I'm like, next time I'm leveling up vibration and changing, like, no frequency, and I'm getting all these nice clothes, designer clothes that don't go in the washer, in the dryer. I already have done it, right? It's already part of my routine to just dry my clothes on a rack. So I can see where my inner being is bringing me. I can see it, right? And so now, top 2 loads, and before I put a new load of laundry on the rack, I have to take the first one out. So it takes about 24 hours to dry it fully. And then as I'm taking it out, I'm folding them as I go in and I go put them away. So instead of putting away like 6 loads of laundry, I put 1, max 2 at a time. And I just do this. And now every day I'm going to do a little load and dry it. And it's not piling up. Like, holy God, like, holy crap. Like, you guys, it's amazing. Like, for me, I'm impressed that I can keep up. And my counter actually is super clean now. I can keep up, and I'm not looking for flowers, but if you want to send me flowers, I'll accept them. But it's just, I'm giving me a huge tap on the back, because I used to have my drying rack and a little drying mat beside it, and it used to be full when I would do my dishes, right? Sorry. And now I removed the drying rack because I'm like, you know what? I'm going to keep up and just use the rack. And now the rack is empty. It's the middle of the afternoon. My counter used to be full of dishes. And now my drying rack is empty with a couple of dishes from my lunch in it. Like, it's just to show you guys that as you allow yourself, and I never force myself. I've always done everything, and you followed me. I've always done everything to my highest excitement. So if cleaning the dishes was not to my highest excitement, it would stay on the counter. It is now to my highest excitement to do my dishes, to do my laundry. I was like, ooh, let me do the extra one. Let me do it, right? By following. And I used to nap so much. And somebody on TikTok actually, like, it's funny, like, she's a self-proclaimed self-love coach, blah, blah, blah. She teaches that napping, you should nap, to be more productive, and that, you should go on live and, have people watch you for attention so you can do your chores, blah, blah. It's like, she's a spy from the government, which I thought was entertaining. I'm like, this is entertaining. Thank you for the free publicity, by the way. But it's just fun to see what I track for comments and like the people I attract. And I was like, yeah, I can celebrate me because it worked for me, right? I don't care if you think it's hilarious and it's funny, it's bullshit. It worked for me. From where I was to where I am today, taking a nap when it was more beneficial than doing my laundry, I would do it. And now last week, I have a video, to me that's viral. Right now it's at over 780,000 viewers. I had other videos that went to over 1 million and 2 million viewers. So yeah, you can get on my account, Mary Mongrain 990. So it's me asking for support. I'm like, I had to be super vulnerable, right? My toilet, I've not been taking care of it for the past 2 years to the best I could. And I've always used products and wash it, don't worry. But here at our house, if it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down. And that means if you pee in it, because I got tiny little girls, like a little 2 drops thing, paper toilet, you don't have to flush it. And also the toilet is hard to flush for them. So like, you don't have to flush. We'll do like 2 or 3 pees and then flush it. But that stings the toilet a lot faster, right? Because the pee stays there, especially overnight. And I can take care of like I will just use my brush, wash it, the Lysol here and there. And I tried a lot of things. But the bottom of it actually got super crusted and I couldn't like remove it. I tried Lysol. I tried a bunch of things. And last week I made a video and I said, okay, here's what I tried. And I checked a video online. I tried, it said, put some soda, baking soda, and then add some vinegar and let stand overnight, which is what I did. And it did nothing. And I posted a video of that on TikTok. which blew up to 780,000 viewers, so many comments, so many people. And I said, what can I do? I don't know what else to do. Do you have any ideas? And man, the amount of support I got was amazing. Bunch of haters too, but bunch of support. And like somebody was suggesting Coca-Cola. One said pumice stone. One was like some acid or something. Tried the Lysol with the black cap. Right? I got a lot of like vinegar. So what I ended up doing, like, ooh, me having a problem, I got an I had to be super vulnerable and posting that on internet, right? If you go on my website, you're gonna see how dirty that toilet was. Like, it's disgusting. But just so you know, the bigger dirty part was a 3-day thing. I was not there forever, but so by doing this, right, I take the chance to receive support, but also to be judged and criticized. Like, oh my God, that is so disgusting. Did you see some comments like, did you see the floor? Oh my God, look at that wall. Oh my God. Yeah, because I don't clean behind. I had a hard time being alive. It took me everything in my will to stay alive and find a purpose to be alive. You think I care about my toilet behind the little wall behind my toilet? Right? And I know I'm not the only one. And I know there's a lot of people who are struggling with mental illness or just like on a daily basis, they don't know, right? ADHD will make you do things and not do some things. So there was a lot of backlash, which was like, okay, right? Yeah, of course it's my fault. I let it go, right? We can say, oh, it's the hard water. But at one point, I know what I did for the toilet to be there. Like some people are like, yeah, well, if you wash it every day. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. If I wash my toilet every day, it's not going to be stained. But that was not the case. Here is not a debate to what happened in the past for it to get there. Is to say, here, this is not removing itself. I can't wash it. I need your support, right? And I'm okay. I know I gave myself the love and validation I needed before I posted that. And now it's great. Like, I'm enjoying the support from everyone on TikTok and even the haters. Now I'm just calling them commenters because I can say that's hate or not, saying they still care. They're commenting, right? Doesn't matter. They want to know what happened in my life for me to get there. And a couple of times, like, it's none of your business, but I still shared it anyway. But it's just like how one video is like, but you need to be super vulnerable. Some people are like, oh my God, it was so disgusting. You put your dirty toilet in my face. Like, you can just skip it. You can just skip right off my video, right? I've never asked you to be here. You're choosing, right? Because I choose my life, but I'm making sure I'm empowering people to say, you are choosing that. If you're unhappy, you also have the choice to change video, right? I want to make sure people get to know they always have a choice. And you can't make me say, oh, it's disgusting. I'm just showing you what happened, and I'm asking for support, which is actually very honorable. A lot of people do not ask for help. But in the end, just so you know, you guys, in the end, my toilet is now white after like 3 days of working on it, because I tried the vinegar by itself, baking soda and vinegar, which in the end, I learned that baking soda and vinegar just cancels out each other. So it just makes water. I tried the Coca-Cola. I tried some food acid or something. And in the end, what worked was the pumice stone. And I ordered it from Amazon. So just a little shout out to my Amazon store page. If you go on my website, there's an Amazon store. If you're on TikTok or Instagram, there's a link in the bio that brings you to a Linktree page. And there's the pumice stone right there at the top. But also there's the rest of household stuff and like toys and games and things that I've ordered on Amazon that I really, really enjoy, that I tested and that I really recommend. So if you enjoy some of the stuff I have in my house, or if you enjoy play some of the things I've done in the past, I have a lot of things on that Amazon store if you feel like it. All the links are on my website and the social media places. But yeah, so I'm like, the pumice stone actually worked, and a spoon. I did not use one of those spoons from my set, but at the end, like after I tried a lot of things. And at the end, that stone like works super well. I'm like, it's white. There's still a couple black spot in there, but it's just because it got so like, I think it might have removed some of the enamel from the toilet, but it doesn't matter. Every time I open my toilet, and I'm like, it's so white. It's so white. I'm like very uncomfortable how white that is. Like, it's a good thing, but I went with the spoon at the end. Just like, oh my God, I should have used the spoon first thing. You can use the spoon first thing, yeah. if it's that bad, because sometimes it might be you, but if you buy a new house, right, an older house or whatever, you move into a place, the tenant left it back. Like if you're the owner of a house or a building, whatever, the toilet is in that state, here's what you can use, the permission is, right? I use these things that people told me to try, and this was the best thing for me anyway. But so it's not just about mental health. Is here, I showed a video. Yeah, there are people who have gone through mental health issues that this is why their bathroom are like this. And I will not judge them, because I was like, the point is not judging why it's that way. It's just to offer support. Here, I'm asking for help, right? So that's where, for me, it was important to show it. I do help people with mental illness. Like for me, it was like, maybe I had something, I don't even care about it. If it was, I've never been diagnosed with anything, but it's just, if anything, right? Like I'm helping others who have been diagnosed and who want more organization, or like, I'm not saying I'm organized fully, really not, but there is some stuff people come across that video, they do enjoy having, like, people also enjoy the drama. People enjoy it. It's like, oh my God, look how dirty their house is. Oh my God, like, right? I don't care. Yeah, if it helps you make you feel better about yourself, then great. If it helps you feel supportive, then great, right? Talk shit about me, talk good about me, but talk about me is the motto at the point now. But yeah, I was like, man, and I started celebrating myself. I'm going to show you this beautiful bouquet I got myself the aloe plants, because I know it's going to last for a while. But look how gorgeous that is. I got that at the grocery store. Look, even the wrapper. Usually I'm so like, oh, I will just take the plant because the wrapper, I mean, that's like environment and stuff. I'm like, no, I'm so happy. Like, I got it because of how cute and adorable that is. And I got the flower, that the plant I know I'm not going to kill, because honestly, it's going to die, because my daughter will break it, because she enjoys taking pieces of it. But that's one of them. That's one of the plants that actually has lasted a while in my house. But the reason I actually thank you, Sandra. Oh, 1 second. He wants to come and say hello. Let me sing hello. Hello to all the people, either on TikTok and on. He's going to see the groomer this week. But yeah, so I got these flowers because I decided this week I'm celebrating that I have a white toilet. Who's gonna give me flower for a white toilet? No one. Me. Yeah, he's barking a lot today. I know. But at one point we're like, oh, but even somebody on the TikTok on the TikTok. Oh my gosh, I feel it sound like super old. On the TikTok. Even somebody on TikTok said, what, are you expecting a medal or something for having a clean toilet? Like, yeah, why not? I have the power to give me whatever. I have the power. Why would I not? I have the power to do it. So yeah, I will celebrate myself, because if nobody else is doing it, I will. Because to me, this is an achievement. It shows me where I was and where I am today. And I'm challenging you at home to see where you are right now, instead of saying, oh my God, it's just normal, my toilet should be white. No, can you acknowledge where you were at one point and where you are today? And I see, for me, it's like even my laundry, where I was at one point, where I am today. Everything is always a relief. Like, oh my God, even where you are in your life today is a manifestation of a past dream self you had. Your dream, at one point, you maybe have been in a miserable relationship. You may have been in a toxic relationship. You may, whatever, right? It was shitty. You dream of feeling peace. And right now, who knows how your financial situation is, but you're out of that situation. It might not be your fully dream life yet, but that was a dream life you have manifested at one point, right? And so by acknowledging that, oh, yes, I'm in a better place emotionally than before, then you can actually say, oh my God, I manifested this life. Everything in my life has been manifested at one point. So that means what I want right now, what I truly desire, what I would prefer, right? Because TikTok is also great for that. Lots of amazing people teaching about spirituality and love attraction and self-love and words that you can use. And one of the words they say, instead of saying I want or I desire, say I choose or I prefer, right? I prefer being wealthy over poor. I prefer wealth. I prefer mention over, a shithole. I prefer a healthy relationship over a toxic one, right? And as you shift, it's not I want, because if you go with I want, you come from a state of not having it. If you say, oh, okay, they're both there. Which one do I prefer, right? Because you can have any of them. So by doing this, So yeah, so I'm celebrating myself for this. I celebrate myself for having over 200,000 likes on TikTok. I mean, yes, it's not I don't care about all of these numbers, like, oh, how many followers I have, how many people are watching my stuff. But it's still like business wise, it's still nice to have some validation, like, oh, there are people watching my stuff. There are people listening to me. And it's always nice to see the numbers, like, oh, but I just celebrate. Right? It's just extra. Let's celebrate all the extra. Find a reason to celebrate. So that hello plan is a plan that can actually live. I put the old one outside because it's kind of dying. Amy cut a bunch of them and it's kind of very, and I don't really water it. So outside, when my plants are almost dead, I put them outside. I let God take care of them. And if they're meant to die, they're meant to die. But I got one from the spring that I got at Costco. I think 3/4 of it I had to remove because it was dead. But now there's still like one like that's sprouting. It's like, oh my God, you're still alive. I didn't take care of you whatsoever, right? So I find that funny. All right, let me see what else. So I talk about this. I got a couple of things here. Join the TikTok. You can join me on the TikTok. Oh, this week, yesterday, there was somebody, because also sometimes at night when my girls are there, when I make dinner, because again, I'm often on TikTok. This is my platform, you guys. I'm here with you guys, but if you want more of me, TikTok is where you can find me. You will be very satisfied there. You can also have a membership. You guys said you were gonna go to membership. It's $5.99 a month on TikTok. You get the perks of being a member, a subscriber to me. I don't know. I know whatever that means. And yeah, so this like last week, I'm how am I living my dream life? Not just celebrating. I'm celebrating that what I'm living right now. I'm loving where I am. Okay, it might not be my dream house physically, right? I'm looking forward to having something bigger. But at one point when I moved in, I'm like, yes, I'm taking it. This is amazing. This was the dream feeling when I got in, right? Feeling like home. It felt like home when I moved in. When I visited this house, it felt like home. I don't care what it looked like. It felt like home. Like, yeah, I can see my pictures there. I can see my furniture there. I can see life happening here, right? And so this week has been so beautiful. My girls, like, they go play outside and they have some little girls that moved in. They don't speak the same language. And it's just amazing to see that they can connect. And the girls are learning French and English at school, but they're able to communicate, right? And they would come and knock at the door. Now, like, the dog barks when people come and knock at the door, and they come and knock at the door every day. So my little quiet, peace and quiet is a little disturbed at the moment, but that's okay because it's being transmuted to fun and joy and life, right? It's my kids having friends. And now, like on Friday, they were like 10 kids playing outside. The neighbor there, that neighbor there, that neighbor there, that neighbor there, the 3 neighbors over there. They're all coming and playing Nerf guns and like biking and in front of our house. And it's so beautiful to see them scream and laugh and run around. And our street is super safe because we're kind of like not across on board, like where you have to go to the main street, to another street, to our street to get here. So only people who live on our street actually get to be here. So people are very safe. And like the kids, you see bikes lying around in the street, like they put it on the side, but you know which house they are at, kind of like in the 80s, 90s, a little bit, where it was safe to go. Like people, our parents would just leave us. But like for me last week, it was a huge step to let my kids go outside without me. Usually I would have been the mom who's going outside and like just the adults watching over the kids playing, or would have my book or do my lawn. But now last week I allow myself to say, okay, they're safe. They're gonna have fun, right? Trust them. You trust God, you trust the universe that you're safe and they're safe and it's good, right? And so it's so cool to see. Like for me, I always dreamed of having that community on my street. I went and babysat at my aunt's when I was 12 for the whole summer. And they had a block party, like they had a street party. Parents had organized something that was like some inflatable and like a party. All the parents would come, the kids went and played. They had like picnic and barbecue and whatever. And that's kind of how I dream of, this is why I don't want to be in, yes, I want to have a nice big house, but I don't need to be isolated away from everyone because I'm looking for that sense of community and that our kids can just go and play together. That's kind of how I feel. And right now I'm getting this. So I was watching my kids being outside. I'm like, oh my God, this is it. Doesn't matter if it's not the house specifically. A house can be changed, right? I could at one point just buy the place and no, put it on the ground and build a new one. That's easy. We could do that, right? Being unlimited financially, this is a plan. This is one way. But it was just like, and then on Friday night we do movie night at our house. And last week we had two of my girls' friends that came. And like this week we had an extra, like we have 4 kids plus my kids. So there were 6 kids watching Encanto in my living room. And I'm like, let's get popcorn, ask your parents. And it's just people from the neighborhood, like from our street, right? Just the kids from our street. And it was just so nice. And I know in my house that I'm manifesting, it's already done. We're gonna have that kind of like big movie room, whatever, like home theater with couches, like on levels. Like I want them on levels, and people can watch. And like I'm manifesting. For me, that when I was a kid, I want to be the house where people come in and out. My girls, like, we're gonna have a pool and a super awesome backyard. We'll be the place where the party's at, and we'll be providing the snacks. And now, like, oh, I don't even have to wait until they're teenagers. It's happening already, right? Kids are coming in and out. They're eating our snacks. No, like, sometimes like, okay, you guys, so Vinny and me are not even here. So, no, if they're here, it's fine. So it's just adorable. It's so cute. But I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put some boundaries too. But I'm having a lot of fun with it. And like, this is amazing. They're going to private school. They have the bus. They wanted to take the bus. So yeah, they're starting, like, one of my daughters is starting piano lessons tomorrow at school. The other one started singing lessons last week. They're doing cheerleading on the weekend, and to be able to move and getting skills. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, I know it's my dream life that I would have wanted. But if they're unhappy, they can tell me, and I'm gonna sign them up for something else, right? I'm thinking, well, thank you, Mel. I'm doing my podcast, but you can keep asking questions. But yeah, and I appreciate all questions, right? And it's just when you start being in the present so much, knowing that where you are right now is exactly where you're meant to be. Because if you were not meant to be right where you are, you would be somewhere else. The universe would have brought you somewhere else if it was not because this was the highest, the best place you could be at this exact moment. There is something for you to take in from where you are, and then to enjoy it until the next best thing comes. And even yesterday, I know I have 2 minutes for this podcast, but yesterday I was like looking, and I'm like, I know it's not my house. I know it's still temporary, right? There's a part of me like that knows this house is temporary, and I still have, like, I can feel it in my solar plexus. There's sorrow and sadness, right? It's like they're having friends, and I know at one point we'll be moving. And there's sadness and already, like, anticipating the future. Like, I have to be in the present now, but because there's a part of me that needs to be enjoying where I am right now and all the fun we're getting, right? All the fun we're having, just because I know at one point it'll be even better. We're going to have something else, right? The better it gets, the better it gets. And at one point I'm going to have someone in our life. We're going to have someone in our life, like a man. Are we going to have more kids? I don't know. Are we going to have a bigger house? Most likely. Are we going to be in LA? Are we going to be somewhere else, like on the planet? But if we want to not always be running after the next best thing, we're learning to be in the present. And by being here, we don't regret the past, and, oh, I should have done better. No, because I've done the best I could and I've enjoyed it. Now I'm happy we're at this stage, right? Somebody said kids are growing so fast. I'm like, yes, but I'm not sad. They're not babies anymore. I've done that baby stage and I've enjoyed it as much as I could. Now I'm here and I'm like, sweet, finally we're here. It's good. But I don't regret this because I was able to do a bunch of other things before, right? So for me, that was important. And yeah, so I will finish on that. And just to let you know, there's going to be another podcast after. Don't worry, it's not the end yet. But yeah, so I thank you so much for being with me here today. And I hope to see you again. You can see me on TikTok. Hello, TikTok. You can see me again on different podcast stations. There's like 10 or 11. You can listen to me every night from like 6 till 8 or 8 till 6 on the PBN podcast radio channel, our 4 station, and you can find me every 90 minutes on loop there. So if you do, give me a shout. I would love to know where you are listening me from. So on this, I'm Marie-Ève Mongrain. My website is marie-ève.com. Feel free to reach out for me to get more information, and we can work together. If you need some clearing to remove some anxiety and have more faith in life, I would love to be of support to you. Ciao. You have a good day. Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.